Hey guys, so welcome back to KimmyNicoleTV. Now look, I already know you don't even have to, go into anything about where you've been. Look, I know it's been some time, but it's okay because your girl is back and I felt like this was a necessary video to do beforehand. So as y'all can see, I have a new background. This is not going to be a permanent background, but today was just a beautiful day and I was like, I need to vlog outside. Like, the weather is nice and it's not too hot, it's not too cold. As y'all can see, I don't even have sleeves on. Like, that's how nice it is out here, seriously. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. Just to let you know, if you are new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, make sure you turn that notification bell on right next to the subscribe. I think it's this one or this one, right next to the subscribe button, so therefore you do not miss any new video or new content that will be posted in the future. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, you know who I am, and I'm gonna let you get into a little bit more of who I am and what you're about to experience. Stay tuned. Okay, all right, so in today's video I wanted to talk about something that recently happened and that recently had a big impact on me, my thought process, and also it had an impact on the people around me, like friends, family, because we all experience something, a shift in the atmosphere, the energy and everything. I mean, it just shifted, and all of that happened within like the last week. And so I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about how that really has helped me look at life in a whole new perspective. So of course I have my handy dandy notebook because I wrote down key points that I wanted to talk about so that I do not get off of track, because I will definitely get off track, because I don't want this video to be super long. I just want to, kind of give some insight on what's been going on with me. So the past week, we all know that about the tragic incident that happened, that we unfortunately lost a legend in the NBA world, who was Kobe Bryant. He was in a terrible helicopter crash that not only killed him, it killed his daughter Gigi, and then 7 other passengers that were with him on that helicopter. This happened, I believe, last Sunday, so it's been a week and a day. That tragic incident that happened really touched me in a way where I was like in my feelings, and I wasn't the only one in my feelings, like speaking with other friends and family members, and I decided to like stay off of social media for like the rest of the week, because I did not want to let the energy of other people, like what they were putting out, to affect me, especially being that I was already in my feelings. And a lot of the times we hear people, like when a celebrity passes away, especially in this type of incident, people are like, oh, well, you didn't know him personally, or you don't know them personally, so why would you be in your feelings? But it's evident of the size of the impact that this man and his legacy that he has left behind. Is evident of how big that impact was to a lot of people on a larger scale, on a global scale. So that is why I decided to stay off of social media. I initially was going to start posting vlogs last week, and then this happened, and I was like, yeah, I can't even. I wasn't in my right mind, and me personally, I do not like posting anything, especially videos, if I'm not in a positive space. I don't believe in sharing like negative news, hateful things, or not rants, but like complaining. A lot of people like to post their self complaining, and I really don't see the purpose in that at all. So I say all that to say today's video is going to be about how that tragic incident impacted me, and how I plan to use the philosophies that I've learned within this last week that Kobe lived by, how I plan to use that and incorporate that into my own lifestyle to move forward in this. The biggest thing I took from last week's tragedy was to live your life to the fullest and know that time is not on our side. Like, our time here on this earth is limited, and the biggest thing that I have to do, that you have to do, is live your life to the fullest. And if you are truly passionate about something, make sure that you are pursuing that. Be consistent with it, and also make sure that whatever it is that you're passionate about, that you don't give up. Passion doesn't die, and I think a lot of the times that gets just the normal everyday person like myself, a lot of the times when we stop doing something because of whatever the case may be, we think, oh, we're not passionate about it, so I guess that's why I stopped doing it. But then, like, months down the line, like, that fire inside you ignites again, or something ignites that fire, and it's that passion creeping up in you again about that same thing that you thought you weren't passionate about. So that goes back to my point of passion never dies. So as far as time not being on our side, meaning that we shouldn't waste time complaining about the small things that we have to endure in life. Like, we all have to go through different things, no matter how much money you make, no matter if you're a millionaire or no matter if you have a penny in your bank account, we all have to go through things. And that is another major key that I noticed last week that really got to me, because it's like, here goes this man that has literally lived out his dream of wanting to become the greatest basketball player, or one of the greatest basketball players that is known, and yet he was one of the greatest basketball players that we knew. That was, if you watch like some of his earlier interviews when he first entered into the league, that was his goal. Like, that was his dream, to become one of the greatest basketball players. And then if you knew some of his philosophies in life, he had a winner mentality. I think that's what they call the Mamba mentality, right? So that really like caught my eye. It just sparked that thing in me that was just like, girl, like, you can't focus on the minute things. Like, if I'm producing videos and producing content, yet I only have 40 people viewing it, which 20 of those people are my family members, it's okay, because people are still viewing it, and you just never know who you will impact. And because my whole purpose, I believe, in this journey, in my journalistic journey, in my traveling journey, is to inspire the next person, inspire the next traveling journalist, inspire the next freelance journalist, because that is, I believe, my passion and why I keep going back to it and I'm not giving up. My purpose is to be able to inspire and encourage the next person to go after what they're truly passionate about. If a big company doesn't hire you and you keep getting no's, okay, so what? It's gonna happen and it's okay, but know that if that is your passion, you just gotta keep doing it. If you want to be the next biggest travel enthusiast and you don't know where to start, research, get online and research, and then every day work towards that goal of yours. So that's one of the things that I loved hearing about Kobe Bryant and how the legacy that he has left behind him. That is why a lot of people really loved him, not only because of his athletic abilities and his his winning streak, but also his mentality. He had the winning mentality, and he was not going to let anything come in between him becoming one of the greatest basketball players that is known, and also leaving behind a big legacy, a positive one. That just leads me into the next thing I want to talk about, is just having a positive influence. You hear a lot of people, or you see a lot of vloggers, bloggers, whatever you want to call them, that are influencers, but they don't really have a positive news feed or a positive subject to talk about, especially like those gossip sites. my take on that is like, what exactly are you trying to put out into the world? Like, there's enough negativity going around in the first place, so why do we need any more of it? So I believe that my purpose on this is to make sure that I'm putting out more positive content than negative, and that is why, like I said earlier, I do not post. If I am not in the right headspace, I'm not going to post, because again, energy travels, and honestly, I'm not trying to put out any bad energy or any negative energy towards anyone. That is something else that I really respect. The impact that Kobe Bryant had is that his positive influence on a lot of people, not only as an athlete, but as a father, as a husband. And, you know, a lot of people try to focus on the downs that him and his wife had, you know, earlier in his career, and not focus on the positives. But at the end of the day, a wife still lost her husband, you know. So I think people really need to check themselves when they try to just focus on, oh well, you know, they had a rough past. But that's not the point, you know what I'm saying? So just make sure that if you are, you know, influencing, that is a positive influence that you're putting out. Be the positive light that we all so desperately need. So the next point that I want to focus on is becoming an expert. So become an expert in whatever the field is that you are pursuing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like in the entertainment world. For me, it was entertainment journalism, and I did not want to go into hardcore news, even though that's where they were trying to push me into, because that's where I was told I had to start in. I knew that's not what I wanted to do. That's not where my heart was at, and it wasn't going to sit well with me. So I had to do what I was passionate about, which was entertainment news, and I created my own lane. I created my own website. I created, you know, opportunities for other people that wanted to work with me and post their own articles. So, and then I created, you know, opportunities not only for other people but for myself to be exposed to larger networks and larger brands. So by me actually pursuing my passion and knowing what was right for me from within, that actually gave me the ability and exposed me to the people that I needed to be exposed to, versus listening to they, as DJ Khaled would say, don't listen to they. Y'all remember that when he was on Snap talking about someday? So yeah, don't listen to they. You know, do what feels right to you at the end of the day, and make sure that you become an expert in that field. So for me, like I said, that was entertainment journalism, and then on top of that, I love to travel. And as y'all can see, there's a shift going on in my branding where it is going to shift into a traveling journalist, and I'll get more into that in later videos. But if you have been following my journey last 6 months, then you already know what I'm talking about. But if not, and you're new here, then just keep watching and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's one of the things that I did like learning about Kobe, is that he became an expert in his game. He made sure that his mental was like, that's what he focused on, and he became an expert at it. And again, that's what led him to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. That's one of the key factors that really influenced me to create this video and also continue to pursue this. Another thing that I did, like, I heard in one of the tributes, they've had so many tributes within the last week for Kobe Bryant and his daughter, his family, and then the other passengers as well. But one of the things that I heard in a tribute, it was an interview he was doing, and the point that I got from his message was about people and complaining and finding excuses. And he talked about how there were no excuses for him and there were no complaining. He was going to, if there was something that was getting in the way of him pursuing his or reaching his goal in life, he wasn't going to complain about it. He was going to figure out, he was going to turn it into a positive for him, and he was not going to make excuses for it. And I believe like that is the root and the recipe to become an expert, to become a legendary person in whatever it is that you're trying to do. And that is that is one of the things that I loved about him. And when I saw the interview he did in the within the tribute, that is something that like resonated with me, and I was like, yeah, like those are facts. Like, going back to pursuing your true passion and your dream, or whatever you're passionate about, pursuing that, there are going to be bumps in the roads. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. Like I said earlier, Kobe played in games where he was hurt. He was like hurt. I saw videos of him, like he had broken finger before, right? Like things that a normal person, like just wanting to play basketball, they would be like, no, I'm not going to play with a broken finger. But yeah, so tore Achilles, all of that. I say all that to say he didn't let those things hinder him from reaching his end goal, which was, again, becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And then another thing, just going back to time, he was really, really young. He was only 41, and I think him and his wife recently had their fourth daughter. And that is what really took me over the top, is for one, his age, and then for two, the fact that he had one of his daughters with him on that helicopter who, you know, unfortunately passed away. And then they just recently had a baby. I don't even think the baby's like 6 months old, or maybe she's 7 months. But either way it goes, like, I just feel like he was leaving behind. He did his due diligence of becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He retired, and then he was entering into a new chapter in his life, and then boom, like it's all gone in the blink of an eye. So that's why I go back to saying, like, don't take for granted the time that we have here. Make sure that every day you're doing something to pursue whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue. Make sure you're passionate about it, and make sure that you don't waste this precious time on this earth complaining about the small things that at the end of the day it's not going to matter. Don't judge people, because you can be the richest person in the world, a millionaire, billionaire. You can be, you know, the poorest person. But guess what? At the end of the day, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. And so that is why I made this video, because I do not want to waste time anymore, and I don't want to worry about, you know, well, nobody's watching my video, so why am I posting it anyways? Like, I don't want that mentality anymore. And you know, I'm human, so it happens, especially when you put in so much effort and so much work. It's kind of like that little dark cloud comes over you, and it's like, dang, why am I putting out content? But I had to really have one of those realization moments, and like I said, last week was one of those moments that's like, girl, you know what your true passion is, and you know the reason why you're putting out this content. So if you do have 40 people watching it, or if you have 400 people or 4,000 people, just know that somebody, one of those people that are watching it has been impacted by the content that you're putting out, and eventually it's going to pay off. So I say all that to say, y'all will finally start getting consistent vlogs. And so tomorrow I will actually put out the first vlog of the year. In that vlog, I will actually announce the special day that will be my posting day moving forward. So don't get me wrong, I've been vlogging every day. I just haven't posted, okay? So that just goes to show, like, I really love what I do, but I really, you know, just want y'all to understand the effort that goes behind it. Like, I'm not one of these people that just, you know, just wants to vlog just to vlog. And, you know, there's a purpose behind it. But I also realize that even if the people on the other side are not understanding the purpose, I know my purpose, and the higher up knows my purpose. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So whoever watches this today, thank you so much for watching till the end. I'm sorry it was long. I did not anticipate it to be this long, but I did want to go into an explanation of everything that's been going on, and how the tragic death of Kobe Bryant really impacted my life, and it had a positive influence moving forward. So with that being said, you guys, it's the end of the vlog. So you already know what to do. If you don't, I already said it for my newbies in the beginning, but I'm gonna say it for y'all that made it all the way to the end. It's your girl, Kimmy Nicole, and this is KimmyNicoleTV. Thank you so much for watching, Hey, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell. I think it's down that way, or it's down that way. Okay, and make sure you're tuned in tomorrow, because that will be the first vlog of 2020. And it will also have the announcement of what day I will be posting moving forward. I'm starting off this year with posting one time a week, and then eventually it'll go into multiple days. But for now, it's one time a week, one special day, and you'll find out tomorrow. Okay? All right, until tomorrow, I will see y'all later. Bye.